Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is, and really, come on out. You can do this. Get out in nature somewhere, like if you're working. Sometimes people go out and they do their hike in the morning or a walk, at a park somewhere before they go to work, depending on what time you go to work. Or even, after they get out of work, to take a walk, change the routine around a little bit. Or even over the weekend. I get to work over the weekend. Well, how about Saturday, Sunday, Monday? I don't know. Depending on your work schedule, is when you have days off, is to take some time, and get out in nature somewhere. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't be afraid, don't be shy. Swing by and say hi, Starlight, by leaving me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can also share my videos with your family, your friends. A dinosaur? You have a pet dinosaur? No, you don't. You don't have a pet dinosaur. And you could share my videos with an elephant. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Anyway, I also want to say thank you to all of you that are here, loving and supporting me, and those of you that have subscribed or left me a message. Thank you so much for leaving me a message. And those of you who share my videos, thank you. And so today, because I do have new people that have been coming on my YouTube channel, is Starlight is making videos to help you out because you've been inspiring me, and this is I can say thank you to you by helping you out on your journey in life here. So today is about your thoughts are not your own. I'll tell you what, that was a big eye-opener years ago, I have to say, and so your thoughts are not your own. Before that time when I learned this from my mentor, I was like, my brother and I, the one that's no longer here, we were thinkers. And we were talkers. We were talkers and thinkers, and always coming up with creativity, and learning how to create things, out of nothing. And we were always going back and forth with our artwork and things that we invented, things that we were creating. But that's not just what was going in our head. I'll tell you what, we were dealing with a lot of shit, just like you could be dealing with a lot of shit in your life with your thoughts, is that all those thoughts are not your own. And I had to reprogram myself on that, because I wouldn't be able to be where I am today if I didn't. So it's so important to learn how to deprogram yourself and understand that not all your thoughts are yours. So there's times that, we have thoughts that, are not our own. It could have been something, like when you're going through a struggle in life, and let me see, about trying to do something new, where you could have, or having a job that you have, and where you never think your job is good enough, so you're always negative, and nothing's ever good enough. You might think you're not smart enough, because maybe you were told that when you were growing up. And so you got to understand that not all your thoughts are your own, and we're all one, and we're all connected. So there's times that we're picking up shit in our head that's not our stuff. So when you get a negative thought, it's like a passing cloud that's going by, and you want to just realize that that negative thought is not going to stay there. It's only there for a little bit of time, but the more that you focus on it, you're going to keep it there in your headspace longer. So you got to let it just pass by you like a dark cloud, and just let it go, and it will disappear. But the more attention that you put on those thoughts, and start believing those thoughts and saying, oh, I'm stupid. Well, I'm stupid. I can't, get anything right. I'm always making, a mess out of everything. Well, then your words are very powerful. Yes, they are. Your words are very powerful. So this is like, your thoughts are not your own, but what are you saying to yourself? What kind of language, what kind of thoughts do you have? Is if you're thinking that I never could do that, I never can accomplish that, like you might want to go get a job, but then you're thinking they'll never hire me, or you want to talk to that girl or that guy and you're like, oh, they won't like me. Well, you're creating your reality by the things that you speak, the things that you say to yourself, so you got to change your thought patterns by how do you feel about yourself, like, do you love yourself? And that's where it starts, is self-love. You got to love yourself enough to say, you know what, I am enough. And that's why the I ams are very important. You got to not only say the I ams affirmations, is you got to believe in the I am affirmations. I am smarter than I think. Well, are you really smarter than you think, or are you just saying that? And in the beginning, when you do the I am affirmations, it is tough because you might be saying things that you might think you're lying about, because that's where Starlight started. I'm like, I kind of feel silly doing these I am affirmations, but I'm telling you, you got to really do those every day, like listen to them or write them down on a paper and say them 3 times each, all positive I am affirmations. And whatever the worst thing that you're struggling with, that is what, if you struggle with self-confidence, if you struggle with money, finances, or whatever, relationships, love, those are things that you want to be balanced, and you got to believe in yourself, so your thoughts are not your own. So if you get like an emotion or a thought that comes in your head and says that, that girl you'll never be able to get that girl, or you'll never be able to get that guy. Well, you're not gonna, because you're not even believing in that you're gonna be able to get that guy or girl. You have to believe in yourself and know that you can get that guy or girl, and the one that you want in your life. So you have to believe in yourself and love yourself. And do you think you're even worthy enough to get that girl or guy? Because there was a time with Starlight, years ago, where Starlight desired a man in her life, and I'm thinking, he's too good for me. Look at him. But you know what? I had to deprogram myself. I had to start loving myself and accepting myself, accepting my flaws. I had to stop listening to what other people think about me, like my family, or my friend that I have right now is not like this, but the older friends, people that I thought were my friends, like the things that they said, the criticizing me and downing me and judging me, those are not your friends. And just like I made a video yesterday, is who, are they really your friends? There's people on my, YouTube channel, they acted like they were my friends, and now I don't hear anything from them. That is why it's so important to really ask yourself, who are your real friends? And so, people that are like you one day, and, friends come and go, right? Friends come and go. Hey, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. We're friends. And they might not even, you might not even know them, but they want to claim that they're their friend. But then they're gone, like the Roadrunner. Beep, beep, shoo, where did they go? I thought we were friends. Thought you were my friend. But they're nowhere in sight, So you got to really watch out with people that reach out to you and claim that they are your friends. Well, if you think you are my friend, then you got to prove that you are my friend. And so if you don't have the right kind of friends to encourage you and uplift you and make you feel good about yourself, then those are not the kind of friends that you want. So these things with that's why your thoughts are not your own. You could be picking up things that your friends think about you, or your family think about you. it's not anything to do with you. It's about what they're going through. You know, if I listen to other people about starting a YouTube channel, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel today. You know, I had to love and accept myself, stop listening to what other people have to say about what I can do or can't do, you know, and it's those people that don't really love themselves enough to trust and believe that they can do those things. So they put their own beliefs onto you, making you think that you can't achieve things either. And it's not about you, it's that they are the ones that they're dealing with stuff in their life and they don't believe in themselves. So how do you think that those people that don't believe in themselves are going to believe in your dreams that you have, that you want to accomplish? So you got to let go of those kind of people in your life that don't believe in your dreams. That's why you got to stand alone with yourself and believe in yourself that you can do this. You have to believe in yourself that you can. It's a mindset. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. You control this, you can accomplish so many things in life. But if you don't believe in your dreams, if you don't believe in, you know, the things that you desire in life, that you can't accomplish those things, then that's exactly what's going to happen, is because you're not believing and trusting in the process that you can do those things. And yes, we're all going to get challenged. There's going to be times that, you know, the universe is going to put something in your path, something that you're, I can't do. Well, Starlight, now you got to trust the process, Starlight, because I get signs from the universe that will help me when I am not fully trusting in the process. So thoughts are really important. So if you're thinking a negative way, you know, and you're picking up other people's thoughts and their opinions about themselves or how they see the world, then that is going to be, you're going to pull that in and believe that those thoughts are your own, and they're not. So let go of those negative, just like let it go like a passing cloud, and focus on replacing that negative thought or a negative feeling, emotion that you have, and replace it. Instead of saying I can't do that or I don't know how, is that I can do that. I can learn how to do that. Do you think by me having a YouTube channel, you know, my computer skills before, I always had to call my son up, hey, how do you do this? But you know what? My son has a family, has a wife, he has a life. I can't call. I have to do this on my own. I had to figure this out on my own. Not everybody's going to believe in your dreams. Not everybody's going to want to help you to make your dreams come true and happen. You have to be the driver in your life. God is the one that's going to, no matter what, we can make plans in our life, but God is going to be the ones, whether those plans are going to work out. We can believe in them, but if God's got something better, you know, sometimes our plans might not work out because God's got something greater for us. Like going with the wrong girl or the wrong guy, you'd be like, that's the girl that I desire to be with. But the universe is like, no, but I have the perfect one over here. That one there, if you go with that one, they're just going to, it's going to be a painful lesson. You're going to live with them, and then you're going to find out, yeah, the universe was right. The universe knows exactly the right guy or girl, the one that is meant for you, the perfect match for you. So if you, you know, have plans in your life, you got to believe in those plans. If you got dreams, you got to believe in those dreams. So you got to, you know, you got to believe in yourself that, yes, you know what? If you're not happy with your life right now, if you're bored, you know, you might have retired, you might not be working. What are you doing with your life? What is it? What are you doing? Do you have a plan? You got to have a plan. If you know, just like how this whole park got here, you know, they had to have a blueprint. You know, okay, where do we want, you know, what do we want set up here? You gotta, that's how you're gonna create your own desires in life, is and plans in life, is that you gotta have a blueprint, you know, the foundation of what is it, you got all this free time. Well, what are you doing with this free time? Are you just like living day by day without having any goals and without having any plans? Well, then you got, you know, just like going out for a hike, you got to know which way you're going to go, you know, and you got to have a plan You got to have dreams. What kind of dream do you have in life? What is it that you want to make happen? What's the most biggest thing that you want right now, desire in your life? Well, you got to have a plan. And if you don't believe in yourself, if you are, because a lot of times we could be our worst enemy in life, and that has been Starlight. Totally. I was my worst enemy. I couldn't understand why nothing was working out. But a lot of it was I wasn't believing in myself. I wasn't, I was trying to do it all on my own, but I didn't have, a goal. I didn't have like anywhere to shoot, like a target, that is what and then you got to be focused on that goal and that plan that you have, the desire. And like, that's what I plan on doing. That is what I want to do. That's what I want to create for my YouTube channel. This didn't just happen overnight. I had to Google how to, believe me, how to do this, how to do that, step by step, how to start a YouTube channel, how do I get a thumbnail? How do I get the pictures? How do I, get music in the background? How do I add stuff to my videos? How do I do this? Is you have to have a plan. You have to have goals. What do you want to accomplish this year in 2015? What is it? Starlight's got stuff that she's got, that she's got to work on still, so in this journey, we never know what life is going to, when life is going to happen and throw us off our course. So you have to stay focused and work on your goals. And there's going to be times that people are going to try to trip you up, not purposely. Some people will. They don't want you to do that, so they might try to pull you away from those things. But you got to stay focused on what you're doing. But it all starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts are not your own. You got to change your thoughts. And you got to change your thoughts, and instead of thinking that you can't do something, I can do this. I can. I don't know how long it's going to take. Don't worry about how long. Just jump in there and actually take action and start doing what it is that you really want in your life. And you got to be in the present moment. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Stay in the present moment right now, today. And, have a plan. Write down what you want to work on. What are the goals that you need to work on? What are the things that, what is the foundation? Where should you start, with whatever plan that you have? You want to be in a relationship. Guess what? Don't run out there because she's in there or he's in here. Is that you got to go within. You got to work on yourself, like work within yourself. And I can't go through that topic right now because of the time. But today, right now, is to all your thoughts are not your own. And if you got negative thoughts going on in your head, you're not believing in yourself, you got to reprogram yourself. Instead of I can't, I can. I don't know if I can do that. Yes, I can do that. I wouldn't be out here today because I had the fear of driving in a car in busy areas. Now I'm from New York all the way to California. How did I do that? Is because I had to let go of old programs. You got to let go of old programs, thinking that you're not good enough. You are good enough. You are perfect just the way you are, flawed and all. So forget about what people think about you. Forget about your childhood of, being called stupid or you're lazy or you're no good. Those are things that you got to let go. Those are not your thoughts. You got to replace all those with positive thoughts, like the I am affirmations. So that is how you're going to change this around, is by being positive. That way then you can actually make plans of how you want to see your future. How young are you right now? What is it that you want to achieve before the time when you're no longer here? What is something that you desire in life? So you need to start working on that, not to put it off. Today is the day. Don't like, hey, I'll do that tomorrow, I'll do that next week. No, now is the time. So anyway, I love you so much. You gotta let those thoughts just go away like a passing cloud, and you gotta let go of those negative beliefs that you created, and believe in yourself. This is what you gotta do. You gotta believe in yourself. Have a little homework assignment. Get a notebook, get some paper, And every day, write down some positive things instead of, the things, I can do anything I put my mind to. I am amazing. Do I am affirmations. Write them down. Do like 10 a day, and tell yourself, I can do this, and you think it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Believe me. After a while, your whole way of thinking will be totally changed. I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give my videos a thumbs up. Whoops, I feel like I don't know if it's my hair or a little bug, because little bugs been falling from the trees. But like I said, you can give my videos a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you could share my videos with your family, your friends. A hippopotamus and a tiger. Roar. Plus, you can also check out my playlist, and you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you all. You can do this. Don't put this off. Figure out, okay, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you desire? No excuses. You can do this. Say, I can do this. I'm going to do this. And don't put it off. Just, get going. You got to start working on it today. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.